Well, once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Don Odell's Legends. As you know, tonight we are thrilled to have Royal Southern Brotherhood again in the studio as they prepare to go out on their tour. And right now I have the sort of the glue of the band, if you will, the great, the wonderful, the minister of funk from the Neville brothers, Cyril Neville. Cyril, welcome back again, man. Welcome back. So the Royal Southern Brotherhood in 4 years has changed its makeup, and you've got 3 new players in the band. What's exciting about this for you with the new talent?
Well, it's you said 3 new players, but it's not. It's like Bart and Tyrone, not new to me no more because we went all through Europe last year together and everything.
Yeah, they've been. Bart's been with you for about 1.5 years.
Yeah, and I think Tyrone's
about a year,
close to a year now.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
And yeah, so we kind of have gelled.
Yeah.
You know, and it kind of, you know, reminds me of the Neville brothers, sort of, you know, because even though things kept changing as far as clientele was concerned,
right?
The root, the gumbo stayed the same.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of what we got here, you know, and it's also like very much so a blessing when it comes down to making transitions and you find people that fit perfectly and you wasn't even looking for them.
Yeah.
You know, it's like people hidden in plain sight.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's like no break in the forward motion, you know.
So you never went out really and put a call out for we need a replacement. It was just at the right time.
You know, that's the thing about I don't believe in accidents and coincidence and all that kind of stuff, you know. It's like we kind of make what happens happen.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Right there's, you know, whether you believe it or not, karma is real.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
You know.
I know.
So it's like you get whatever you send out on the water comes floating back to you. You know, eventually.
Yeah.
You know. So fortunately, Royal Southern Brotherhood been putting good music out.
Yeah.
On the water consistently. Right. So it's like. I'm always making that gumbo analogy, you know.
I know, I was going to ask you about that.
As long as the roux of the gumbo is correct, the rest of the ingredients don't really matter because the roux is what makes the gumbo the gumbo. Right.
So what would you call the roux then of the Royal Southern Brotherhood? If the musicians are the gumbo, are the ingredients, the new musicians, what would make up the roux? What's the special?
The other ingredients is the songs. The songs and the musical content on one hand, the lyrical content on the other hand.
Right.
You know, and then in the middle of that, your intent.
Yes. Okay.
And what you feel your purpose is.
Yeah.
You know, and consistently we've been able to, you know, whatever the configuration was as far as the men playing the music and making the songs is concerned, whatever the universe has in store for Royal Southern Brotherhood hasn't changed.
Right.
And so, we had 7 days to do this last record that we did.
Right.
Had never met Daryl.
Right.
You know, but it's this whole thing, me and Bart for the last 2 years, even the last record, most of it was done telephone, emails, text messages, and garage band and stuff like that, you know. So this time it was like basically the same type of thing went around. And we got in the studio, and in 3 days, we had the root of the gumbo was done. You know,
very cool. Sure.
So
the mission of the band has not changed in 4 years, even though the personnel has.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow. What excites you about this new record? Right now, you have a record that's been out for a little more than a year. Don't Look Back.
Which is still new to me, you know. It's
Yeah.
and there's still room for other fans to be introduced to that. You know. So that's what's good about this is we got stuff we're doing in each set that goes all the way back to the first record, the second record, and then the third one, and now we got some of the stuff from the fourth one they add in there too. You know?
And that fourth one comes out in June.
That's in June.
Yeah. So what's exciting about that one for fans?
Well, you know, like I said, we got in the studio. We had 7 days to do the record, but everything felt so good, physically, spiritually, that you know everything just clicked. And it was like the first day we wound up doing 4 songs. Second day we did 5, you know, and then the third day we did the other 2 or 3 we did, and then all of the background vocals and most of the overdubs, which there weren't that many to do. Yeah, you know, because that's the kind of band it is now. It's like everything was done the way I pictured it. Yeah, done in Cosmo Studio. I mean, that's where everything begins there and ends right there for me. You know, if it feel like that, if it sound like that, then we must have did it right.
That's right. You know, cool. What's it like to take new members, and what's it like to hear the older stuff being played by new members? How different? How does their personality make it a little different for you?
Well, for instance, just a few minutes ago, we were doing Moonlight. And, you know, basically what Daryl is doing on it is a combination of what's on the record, but with his own little inflection. And it just so happened, like, and I saw and felt this happen in the studio. Him and Enrico clicked from the beginning, and it was like this, you know, it was the same thing like I saw happen with Bart and Tyrone, you know? And so seeing that and feeling that right from the beginning, I knew, you know, this is gonna pretty much be a easy transition. And then the proof was that in the first day, we wound up doing 4 really, really hip songs together, you know, and the whole atmosphere in the studio was, you know, this is on each song. It was like we have to make each song stand on its own. Where this record is played from the beginning all the way to the end. There's no fillers or none of that. This is a record, and it's basically got a theme. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. And what would that theme be?
Well, the title of the record is The Royal Gospel.
Okay.
You know, and that's basically some of the subject matter in some of the songs is, you know, pretty much about what we've seen in our travels in the last few years, and then what we all live personally as human beings and citizens of the world, citizens of the United States, and so on and so forth. So a lot of our observations and experiences are in those songs, and it's, matter of fact, we have one song in particular that's called Stand Up.
Oh, yeah.
And the basic music is gospel revival.
Cool.
You know?
Yeah.
And, but the lyrics, you know, it's like everybody stand up and it's got this church feeling, you know, and when we were doing it, I was picturing the Blues Brothers and me with the choir robe on and all of this kind of stuff, because it's that kind of up-tempo thing.
Right.
But the subject matter is about
the message.
Facts are facts, fiction is fiction. A politician is a politician. The Constitution is the Constitution. Another word for change is revolution.
Yeah.
So
Very nice.
we the people got to stand up. We the people got to wake up.
Nice.
We the people got to hold each other up under all this pressure. We the people got to come together.
Nice.
And you know, it's like I can't accept the hype and the jive that some happy dream is still alive. You know, when there's signs of hard times everywhere, seems like for a lot of people the dream has become a nightmare.
Oh boy.
But it's in that up tempo, in the church, standing up groove. You know.
Yeah. Nice. You have always been one of the most socially conscious writers in this generation, and your stuff always people should listen to your lyrics and be concerned about things. You know, it's not just I lost my baby, I'm so sad, but you really take a hard look at the world.
You know, that's what's good about the blues.
I know.
You know, the blues to me has always been storytelling. And storytelling about actual things that actually happen to people.
That's right. Yeah. Would it bother you if people danced to that song, stand up, and didn't hear the words?
The purpose of the whole thing is joy.
Yeah.
Making a joyful noise.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what part of my purpose for being on the planet is that.
Right, sure.
You know, and this whole record is geared towards that, but at the same time, always, while we partying, we still need to be thinking about what's going on around us.
Yeah.
You know, so it's always music to dance to, but it's to think to at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. What does it do for you to hear two new guitar voices behind you? Are you out of your comfort zone that you get into when you're with the family, you know, with Mike and Devin?
No, this is like the whole thing about this is, like I said, it's I said gumbo.
Yeah.
But you know, this is also like I'd say a traveling circus. You know, is that, you know, as long as the big top go up, the ringmaster is there, and the main acts in the circus are there, the rest, don't matter. The one monkey that left don't stop the show.
Yeah.
You know, that's basically. And then, like I said, when I in the studio, you felt the love and the respect for everybody else's, abilities, everybody's space, and and everybody's concentrating on the songs because that's basically what this is all about.
Right.
And lending whatever your expertise is to each song to make each song, just another good bowl of a different flavor gumbo from this whole recipe.
That's right. Sure. How is this band now raising the bar?
Well, basically, it's the pockets are deeper, and the grooves are just, man, funkalicious. That's all I can say, And the tone kind of changed because, well, volume-wise, it's just different people play at different volumes, different ranges. And so these two guys together ain't quite as loud as some things were in other instances. Always good. Yeah. Just different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has the popularity of this band surprised you in 4 years?
No, because that's what I'm saying. The whole thing about it is the songs and the fact that when we started this, we didn't start it to just, do a couple of things and, run into a couple of rough spots and
quit. Then quit, yeah.
It ain't like that. It's like last year we toured Europe all the way from England, all the way across Europe into Scandinavia, all the way to Spain.
Sure.
And I mean, everywhere we went, it was, just the the people receive it well, and a lot of it is based on the music, based on the content and the song. Even, you know, it's like even when you're doing stuff like that and you singing, you're playing it for people who you know can't understand the words, but the music is carrying it. The grooves is carrying it. The way the band look and the way the band feel is appealing to people. So, I mean, hey, we back at the Jazz Fest again this year. So
that's right. Yeah, and you'll probably next year have another Blues Music Award nomination for the new record. You know, it's like what I've always said. You know, when it comes from the heart, it reaches the heart.
That's it.
And this music now, after 4 years, should prove to people it's not a gimmick. You know.
Right.
Well, thank you very much.
It's not a cult of personality.
No,
you know, it's real. This is a band. It's a real band. Raw Southern Brotherhood is a real band.
Right.
Sort of not just a band, but a movement almost. You know, to prove that real live stuff is still alive. That, you know, like I said, the way that we did this record is the way it was done back in the day. Live in the studio, everybody eyeball to eyeball, you know, and this ain't like, you know, you don't hear take 41, take 20, no, it's like maybe 2 takes at them the most, and the gumbo is cooked.
Yeah. Very good. Well, thanks, Cyril. I appreciate
this. Oh,
thank
you, man.
Thank you. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the great Cyril Neville. And actually, it's called now Cyril Neville's Royal Southern Brotherhood.
Yeah, when I saw the advertisement for the Blues Bender, I saw that, and you know, I was kind of surprised. You know, it's flattering, but it's surprised because you know, then that adds some weight.
Yes, because some people
to my
may not know
responsibility
who
in the organization.
That's true. You know? That's true, because now your name is on it, on the product.
Know, and it was there before, but not in this context. You know, and you know, so I'm definitely excited and ready for people to hear this new music and see this new configuration of the same band, Royal Southern Brotherhood.
Right. And the same band that's been together. You know, this new incarnation has really been together for well over a year and a half.
Yeah. And
you know, Tyrone said he's done over 100 dates with the band, so it's not a new band, but it's a new gumbo that you guys are making.
And well, you know, and like as far as me and Rico is concerned, it's like, hey, you know, that's
you're the mentors now.
That's the root of the gumbo. That's it.
Yeah, you are. Good. Well, thank you, Cyril. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Cyril Neville.
Thank you.
You bet.